Start about your company first. That what do you do?
Our organization's actual name is Aga Khan Cultural Service Pakistan, which is a local affiliate of Aga Khan Trust for Culture.
Okay.
Aga Khan Trust for Culture is the part of the bigger Aga Khan Development Network, which has its head office in Geneva.
So how's the response of Pakistani market to your company?
It's been amazing. We are in Pakistan for the last 31 years. First, nearly 20 years we spent mostly in the northern areas, in Urdu and Gilgit, and many projects were completed. Nearly 12 UNESCO awards were won by our organization.
How do you handle stress?
Stress, mostly I've seen it's the matter of priorities, setting priorities, and.
Where do you see your company, this cultural center of Pakistan, 5 years down the road?
Well, at the moment we have work for next 10 years.
Your message of hope and optimism for youth.
My message would be, as I said before, that take your time, believe in yourself.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to the show Coffee with CEO by CEO Club Pakistan. And in my today's episode, I'm having an amazing CEO who's heading a company that is into cultural conservation. That means that he helps Pakistan in preserving the wow historical buildings and is a part of a very big network by the name Aga Khan Network. So please welcome Mr. Tausif, who's the CEO for Aga Khan Cultural Center. Assalamu alaikum, Tausif Saab.
Assalamu alaikum, Nazia. Thank you for having me here.
So there is so much to ask you because we so want to know about the work which you have done previously and then about the network as well. So let's start about your company first. That what do you do?
Okay, thank you. Our organization's actual name is Aga Khan Cultural Service Pakistan, which is a local affiliate of Aga Khan Trust for Culture.
Okay.
Aga Khan Trust for Culture is the part of the bigger Aga Khan Development Network, which has its head office in Geneva. And we have several agencies in Pakistan working from for-profit to social development and to this unique cultural development. So our organization basically invests in culture along with our partners, which could be governments, which could be embassies, which could be other development agencies. And we try to invest in culture in a way that it impacts the quality of life of the people.
Woo! Great. So, usually investing in culture is not a very common thing, not on country level and not on people level. So, how's the response of Pakistani market to your company?
It's been amazing. We are in Pakistan for the last 31 years. First, nearly 20 years we spent mostly in the northern areas, in Urdu and Gilgit, and many projects were completed. Nearly 12 UNESCO awards were won by our organizations for these projects. And since 20 years now, since 2010, we are in Lahore.
MashaAllah.
We are an amazing partnership with World City of Lahore Authority. And we have completed several projects. We have won UNESCO awards here also, and we are working, and we have work for another maybe a decade. We can spend in Lahore, and several community related projects and conservation projects have been completed.
So you shared the philosophy that cultural reservation is for the betterment of society. Why don't you elaborate this for us?
Traditional ways of development, if we look at modern world, are, you invest in infrastructure, you invest in human resource.
That's common.
And you say, whatever, there is these will produce revenues, these will produce a lot of money which can be spent on the people's welfare. This will give jobs and all that. But this investment culture is a bit unique idea, basically coined by His Highness the Aga Khan, that with the thought that if we invest in our culture, be it a monument, be it a neighborhood, be it a particular area of art, this will produce the same ripple effect. This will produce the same impacts over the community, and this can be a catalyst for the human development. And as I said, in the last 30 years, we have several projects where we have names and addresses of the people whose lives changed with that.
Oh, really?
So it's a bit different from the traditional philosophy of infrastructure development, but it has proven its way and it has been recognized.
I think so. You're very right, because recently that Nita Ambani Cultural Center is opened up in India, and that's such a hype now. So that means the guys tried to copy your idea now.
No, I wouldn't say that, because India
But
itself,
generally the concept is same, no?
corporate India is a big thing, yeah.
Huh.
But still, I would say that our work has been recognized internationally, and I can tell you, when this Expo 2020 happened in Dubai, we were invited from Pakistan to present our projects. So me
in that Dubai Expo, in Pakistani Pavilion?
No, in UAE Pavilion, then in Pakistani Pavilion.
Okay.
UAE government basically invited us. So from me and from Wall City Director General Kamran Sharisa, we went together.
Great.
We gave a presentation. We told the people about our work, and then the Pakistan Pavilion also followed that. We all did the same session in Pakistan Pavilion also. And so there is a recognition of the work that the trust has done world over, you know.
So Tausif Saab, it's been so many years that Aga Khan Trust or Development Center is doing a lot in terms of culture here. Why don't you name the major milestones you have achieved, like the way we were talking about the Sakardu heritage you preserved? So why don't you name few?
Milestone, if you are talking about the built up projects, then I would like to mention the first project, Baltit Fort in Hunza, Altit Fort in Hunza,
it must be
Khaplu Palace in Khaplu Skardu, Shigar Fort. Then we have restored the oldest mosque in northern areas, Amburik Mosque, that's also in Shigar, and total projects are over 100. And if we come to Lahore, you must have heard the name of Shahi Hammam. That was Shahi Hammam was done by our organization.
Okay.
In partnership with the Wall City Authority. Masjid Wazir Khan, under conservation, much work has been done. Chowk Wazir Khan was a major project in Lahore. That was huge support from government in acquisitions and moving the people out. Then Picture Wall, you might have heard, it's world's largest mural. It's nearly 80% is complete. We have done the royal kitchens in the fort. Now we've taken up Sheesh Mahal, probably one of the finest historical monuments we have in Pakistan. So this is the built up part. But if we talk the real target, which are the people, not the buildings or the neighborhood, you can check it in Wall City, Kali Surjan Singh area, or the Delhi Gate area, how the lives of people have changed. I can tell you, there were kids who we hired as assistants with us in that project in 2010. Many of them completed their education, went into universities, and now they have joined us as a full-time engineer or architect. If you go to the general day-to-day life of the people living in the walled city, you will be amazed to see that how much impact the work has made on their lives.
Oh, great. I think it's a beautiful comparison that how do you integrate culture in people development. But I would like to ask you your hands-on experience when you first visit a building that is all off, like not developed, in a bad condition, and then when you revisit it, it's a wow art piece.
Normally, this is a very interesting question, but I tell you, normally when we've completed our projects, firstly in Lahore, people were actually disappointed, because the reason I tell you, after completion, the concept of conservation in Pakistan hadn't been defined the way as the international conservation principles are, as the conservation charters are. Here, the conservation meant reconstruct. Rather, actual conservation process is preserving and etching in many things in the way they are. So they should look old. They should look stable, in good acceptable
in a good condition, but in their actual condition.
But you can't put flowers and buntings, on a because this is how it has to be.
Or it's more like that in Sheesh Mahal, you cannot put the new mirrors over there. Now you have to preserve the older one.
Even if you put new mirrors, you have to make them look old.
Yeah.
Or you have to keep the essence of that the monument there. So initially the people were not very happy, but over the period now they learned that no, conservation is not new construction. Conservation is not just replacement of everything. Yeah, you have to do it under certain rules now, which people have understood, and then I'm very happy to see that Wall City Authority, which was created during the process of these projects with a special legislation by the Punjab Assembly, they have learnt a lot and they have started doing their own projects.
Great.
On their own, with some with our technical support.
So you gave the motivation basically, na?
Motivation, knowledge transfer, knowledge dissemination. And they are doing good, and they have done many projects within Lahore, outside Lahore. So this is something which has traveled actually in the last 2 decades.
So Tausif, you are working with culture. Number 2, you are working with one of the biggest network across the globe. So being here, or I want to ask, how much international representations your company or you have done on behalf of this cultural thing?
Oh, if you are talking in totality for the culture, you can't count. You are talking in hundreds.
MashaAllah.
Because we have programs running with the Boston University, with MIT.
Seriously, so?
Yeah, they are running.
This should be told.
Yeah, we have running programs, the Department of Islamic Architecture at Boston. And then we have ArcNet, which is a network, a portal of all the heritage conservation work done in the last 30-40 years, all the projects, their pictures, their documentation. It's run by the MIT, but it's supported by us. And if you then joining the governments, for example, in Middle East, in Africa, even in Pakistan, you know that the Pakistani government went to this UN summit in Geneva in January, February for flood reconstruction and flood assistance. AKDN we were specially invited to be part of that. And His Highness's representatives, Prince Rahim and Princess Zahra, they participated in that summit on behalf of AKDN by the request made by the government of Pakistan. So it's huge, and we have publications. For example, if you see the books that we have published,
so mashallah, it's a lot.
And I've already told you about awards that we have won.
So now, Tausif, let's talk about you. What is leadership, Tausif?
Leadership, in my opinion,
yes.
it's been 3 decades now, yeah. I started as an engineer, which is not traditionally a management area. You are mostly a technical person, but over the years, as I worked with multinationals, luckily I had the opportunity to learn from others. In my opinion, if you'll ask my way of management, how it's basically channelizing the energy that the people who are working with you, if they have the energy, potential, something, if you channelize it in a positive manner for good outcome, that is what the management is. Now, how you do it, how nicely you do it is your skill. How you do it is your management style. Yeah, but eventually the goal is one, that and management cannot be alone. No person can do. Even I'm sure Einstein needed many assistants. So it's basically bringing those people together and making best out of them in the best possible manner for the best outcome.
So a leader is made or born?
This is a very typical question, but I tell you, you can. What I've seen, and the people around me in Pakistan, outside in other agencies, you can learn a lot in life. Trust me, you can learn a lot.
For sure. For sure.
Your proper training, especially your exposure and working with the people of talent, people can teach you a lot. However, I don't deny that there is already a star. There is some spark that you that you bring along when you are born. Like that. I don't deny that the potential, the the potential that you have at the time of your birth. I don't deny that. But still, I believe...
That needs to be polished.
But I still believe you can learn a lot in life. You
For
can
sure,
learn a lot
for sure.
if you have right focus and right attitude.
Where do you see your company, this cultural center of Pakistan, 5 years down the road?
Well, at the moment, we have work for next 10 years.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't lose my sleep over getting more work or expanding, because it's a super special area. Conservation is not a subject which is taught at universities in Pakistan, not much. You have to hire very young people, train them for a couple of years, 3, and by the time you train them, they leave you, mostly leave you. Huh? But you have to keep them and disseminate this knowledge, this expertise.
And we have so many places here in Pakistan that can be preserved?
Oh, I mean, I was talking to Secretary Okaf. He said, take a list of 400 sites, do as many as you can. I said, I don't want to do any. So, I mean, there are thousands of historical sites in Pakistan. It's only how much you can do. And I tell you, AKD and AKCSP, we work with a focused impact approach. That you are in Lahore, you do many projects here, and you create an impact. Instead that you do one-off here and one-off there, with standalone projects, one-off projects. In Lahore, you have Wall City, you have Shahi Hammam, you have Royal Trail, you have Gali Surjan Singh, Masjid Wazir Khan, Dao Fort close by, you have Taksali area done by the government close by. So the impact is more important.
So now short questions. So such a big network and then cultural thing where you don't know what will be happening next. How do you handle stress?
Stress is something that you can learn to handle only with time and experience. Yeah, it has something to do with your personality and your makeup, how you are like to do. It has something to do with that. But only with time you will learn. Basically, what would be that you will not lose your sleep on. That is when you will learn that what's the list of the things that you shouldn't bother, then your stress will be. And stress, mostly I've seen it's the matter of priorities, setting priorities, and the difficult part is you have to work with people, which is the most difficult part. You can work on your computer 20 hours, and you can do great work, but if you have to work for 2 hours with 5 people of different personalities, it could be really troublesome and not. It might be challenging. I would say it might be challenging. So with time, with patience, with perseverance, you learn. That's the way.
2 difficult decisions made by you, either corporate or personal, whatever.
Many wrong decisions I have made.
Wrong? Great.
Many wrong
Thank you for being so real.
As I said, you learn with time. Yeah. When you are younger, you believe in miracles, and you sometimes promise miracles, which is, I think, a killer in your work. You should never promise a miracle. And I've been promising miracles in past, which bite you back badly. Yeah? So that is one, and one must admit that. Difficult decision was, for example, last year, I tell you, we had so many offers from our partner government departments in Punjab, from the development agencies, international development agencies working in Pakistan. And there was huge pressure on us, to accept more work, to expand, so it was, because it gave you a lot of opportunity, but it brings many challenges also. So difficult decision was where to stop, so we decided that, that being in a niched area, being in a super specialist area, we shouldn't be probably expanding that way, and we should keep focus and things like that.
One advice you would give to your younger self? Short answer.
Believe in yourself, and I very sincerely believe the efforts which I've made in my life in 30 years, I would have had the same outcomes with half the effort. So don't bother.
Let it go. Move with the flow.
Go with the flow. Keep your focus. Focus is most important. Believe that you know who you are, what you are doing. So I would say, as I said, that it's never too late.
What is success to Tausif?
Success? Very tough question. Huh? If people remember me and my work, if people remember my work, then I think it would be success.
What is happiness to Tausif?
What is?
Happiness.
Happiness. Happiness is having tea with my wife, in my house.
You are too real, your message of hope and optimism for youth. Because we want to see so many Tausifs like you.
My message would be, as I said before, that take your time, believe in yourself. Success will never come quick. Success will never last if you are in too much hurry. Stay on, hang on, believe in yourself. And I've not seen any person who have made right efforts in life failing unless he accepted it, This is what I've seen.
Thank you so much, Tausif. It was pleasure to have you here. And what I've learned from you is the only thing is to be tada attitude. Everything will go well if you are focused. Everything will go well if you are into the right direction. So thanks for gracing Management House. And I wish good luck to your company, to Aga Khan Cultural Center. And I hope that you will be preserving more and more and more building and will be preserving more culture for us.
Thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.